The far northern town of Njal has had a series of deaths. They lost their enchanter Amundi, the firebringer, whose magic often protected them in the long nights. A porter was sent south to purchase wood for burning. He had barely enough life left in him to speak. He was nearly frozen to his core. I have an uncle in Njal, and it's been far too long since any of us have known what kind of predators lurk in these long nights. Don't let them find out. Take this delivery of wood to Njal as fast as you can. And remember not to let the frost creep into your bones. Welcome back to Infinite Roleplay. I am Nelson, your humble player slayer. Super deadly D&D. First day of night. Going from my left to my right, if you would like to introduce yourselves, any online endeavors in which you take, and your characters today. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I said characters. Each of these players will be playing 2 characters. So starting with Drew.
Yes, I'm Andrew. I run the group Chucklefucks Anonymous. We do comedy games. I'm going to be playing Snagglebeard Blitzbottom, the drunk dwarf fighter. After that, I will be playing the Drow Vorici rogue. Thanks for having me.
And the fantastic Ian.
I'm Ian. I run the channel Fantastic Dimensions on YouTube. You'll see me all over the Tabletop RPG One-Shot group. I am playing today 2 characters, the first of which is Blaine the Burning. He's a human cleric of the Light Domain. And then my second character is Durgan Flametender, a mountain dwarf devotion paladin.
All right. And Joshua. Dun, dun, dun.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Joshua Kirk. My YouTube channel is Roll with the Punches, and today I will be playing Fevrin Tuxmane, a reskinned halfling bard cleric rogue, and Chorus Thane, a human fighter.
And with that, we move into the game. Now, this is this city of Graf. It's it's a large town with expanses between it, sitting firmly in the northern reaches. There's not too many trees surrounding Graf, but it's close enough to the other northern towns that it does import and export, mostly for the city of Njal. With this poor young man, this citizen of the town of Njal, coming down and informing you that their enchanter Amundi has been slain, and they no longer have the power to keep the predators at bay for these long nights. Now, you would know, even in Graf, that the nights last a fortnight in comparison to the southern states and countries. So these nights are long, difficult, and very, very cold. There's no way you can get to Njal before nightfall. The fire in the sky is already burning, lighting everything in a eerie red hue. Rezier, the head, the closest thing to any sort of mayor or governing body, though in these towns they don't have governing bodies. He gathers up his sleds, his dogs. Take care of the dogs, and they'll take care of you. Make friends of them, and they'll see you through the night. Get what you need as fast as possible. There's still a bit of light of day left. You're not gonna have it halfway through, I can guarantee you that. But the faster you be on your way, the faster you'll get to Njal. And when you get there, go see my Uncle Magnus. He'll take care of you. And his young boys all hand you reins and whistles to guide the sled dogs. They know their way, and they should be able to get you to Njal safely without the light of the sun. Is there anything you gentlemen would like to do before leaving Groff?
Is it safe to say that each sled can carry 2 riders, or?
The sleds are pretty large, depending on how much you pack your how much gear you pack in your sleds. You can all fit in 2 sleds, but no one will be left to guide the rest. So you could fit 2 characters, some gear, and drag a secondary sled full of firewood behind each sled.
Yeah, that probably sounds like a good plan.
Yeah, each sled is pulled by about 24 dogs as well. So you're going to need to, a lot of the supplies are going to go to feeding the dogs.
Yeah, I'd say we want to make sure we have plenty of rations with us for ourselves and the dogs. And, well, Durgan for sure would be interested in having a fair ration of wine or whiskey if available.
Oh, don't worry about whiskey, guy. I got you covered.
Very well.
Fevern will be up tending to the dogs, making sure that they all look, well cared for and saddled in appropriately, trying to calm their nerves and sort of, get them used to him and prepared for the long journey ahead.
Fevern's the red panda dude, right?
Correct.
So he's almost like a dog himself, yeah?
Yeah. He's pretty close.
All right, so Fevern, if you'd like to roll me a charisma save.
Sure. That's going to be 16.
All right, wonderful. So the dogs all seem to be nestling and nuzzling up to you, really bonding with you and seeing you as a strong and caring leader.
Awesome. I'm going to make sure to, sort of give them some treats when they look like they're responding well. Basically, just break up a small bit of jerky, and give them a tiny piece, so that way they, feel rewarded for their, recognizing me as their alpha for the journey, sort of deal.
All right, cool. Anybody else?
On the back of Snagglebeard, you would see his maul attached to it, and it's kind of attached on straps to his back. He never leaves anywhere without his king. So he will actually take his mug off of that and tap a little bit of mead just to warm up its body a little bit.
All right, cool.
Durgan definitely wants to be your friend.
He will offer some to you.
So if you gentlemen feel that you're ready for the journey ahead, time is of the essence.
All right, guys, I'm all ready. I'm feeling great. Let's go.
All right, so you mount your sleds, and on your way out, a boy or a young man jumps on the sled with what is his name? Vorici and Snagglebeard. Covered in furs. Seems to almost be shivering. He's like, "Come, let's hurry. Let's get this done."
What's your name, guy?
I say, "Emond.
Okay.
I'm the one that came. I'll lead you back to Njal. We need to hurry. The night is coming. It's almost here."
Man, you have some negative vibes going about. I think you're a little bit too paranoid. You should drink this. And I'll pass him over my cup.
He's like, fine, fine, fine. And he starts taking a few wugs.
Yeah, you feel better, right?
Yes, yes. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
And right before they take off, Chorus will pull out his winter blanket and throw it to the boy so that he can wrap himself up. Keep yourself warm. We don't need any casualties before we get there, especially if you're our guide.
Yeah, he already had some furs on, but he'll welcome that winter blanket. So you guys head off, correct?
Yeah,
Yes.
Blaine probably would just double check his equipment one more time, just make sure he's got all the extra blankets and the tinder sticks, etc. But yeah, then he's ready to go.
All right, cool. So you guys head out now. How hard you want to push these dogs?
I mean, come on, guys. We don't want to push them too hard.
Because the young boy he's ready to go full bore, like must them in one straight go.
You need to calm yourself, boy.
How far is the journey? Like exactly?
It's if you push them pretty hard, it's about a week.
Okay, yeah. There's no way that they're gonna make it in one straight go.
Yeah, the boy is obviously desperate.
Right. I mean, I recommend we don't push them harder than 18 to 24 hours at a time. Anything more than that, we risk losing dogs.
Yes, remember what the man said. We have to take care of the dogs if they're going to take care of us.
And the boy's like, you don't understand. We don't have much light left.
Doesn't matter. And now Blaine will actually speak up.
He turns to.
We're not going to make there with light in the sky anyway, lad. There's no point of going and losing the dogs on the way and then having to walk the rest.
You tell them, furry one. You know you're from around here. I know you're kind.
Yes, and we have ways of dealing with the dark. And with that, he'll touch, sort of the mug that the boy is holding clasped between his hands, and he'll just sort of whistle like a short little tune. And as he does, the mug starts to glow brightly like a torch.
You're an enchanter. All right. We may make it, but let's go.
Yes, indeed. Let's go. Snagglebeard, can I get another one of those mugs of mead for the road?
Oh, of course. Anytime you need some, I got you. And he'll take out another. He actually has 5 mugs draped on his keg, along with all this other stuff. He'll take out a mug. He'll fill it up all the way to the brim, press it up.
All right. So as you head off, you're not pushing the dogs in any you're not exasperating the sled dogs.
No, we want to keep them going for as long as possible.
So the start of the journey is very slow and cumbersome. But how are you guys heading forward? Like, is there a chain in order so that one could blaze a path, as it were?
Well, being a cleric of light, Blaine would be happy enough to take the vanguard. He'll drive while Durgan kind of sits at the back of the sled. And yeah, I mean, he's a cleric of light. He's got the light cantrip as well. Just does metagaming. But just so you know, Rudolph won't you guide my sleigh at night? So.
Right.
And So we're going 3 people per sled, right?
Two. We take 3 sleds initially, but
3
there's the
sleds.
boy as well.
So one of the sleds has 3.
Gotcha. Fevern will volunteer to let the boy stay on his and Chorus's sled.
Makes sense since you're so small.
Right. And to try to, even though he's not in the vanguard, Fevern will attempt to ride on the backs of one of the dogs that's pulling, switching between them, so that the weight doesn't bear down on one for too long of a period of time, to try to keep an eye out, ahead of the dogs.
Oh shit! All right. So so you guys are heading forward, and the first day's travel is, like I said, it's slow going. It's more or less going up and down little slopes and crevices, cutting through the snow that sits atop the permafrost. So you get about a day's travel. Let me just mark this down. About a day's travel, and I'm assuming you make camp. And when you make camp, the boy, Emond, again, he's constantly panicking, sort of looking around, shooting his eyes all over the place. Just looking for predators. Looking for predators. They're all around us. They come out at night. You know this.
Ease yourself, boy. I'll take the first watch. If anything's coming, we'll know.
At this point in time, Snagglebeard would like to open the top of his keg, reach inside, and pull out a rather dusty brown-looking bottle. He will get some mugs and pull it about 2 fingers each, pass it all around, and start to take some sips of some intense whiskey.
Snagglebeard, I'm glad we brought you along.
Everybody likes a Snagglebeard.
Your companion there, he doesn't say much.
No, he has something wrong with his head. You see, he doesn't like to talk much, and it's been a while since he's been in any combat, so he kind of going crazy. We better not, talk to him much now. He might lose it. The boy's kind of getting on his nerves too. I had to stop him a couple. Anyways, we don't gotta talk about that, but yeah.
The boy's so wound up he makes me nervous.
Yeah, me too.
Maybe we should just knock him out for the rest of the trip.
Hey, now there's an idea.
The boy is just, rocking back and forth, rubbing his arms together almost as if he's trying to keep warm, shooting his glances left and right and back and forward.
I will take it. I'm sorry. I'll take a different approach first. With that whiskey, instead of 2 fingers full, I will put about 6 into a cup and pass it over to the boy. Drink out, boy.
Boy starts drinking, and again he's coughing with every drink. Just oh,
yeah.
Blaine will scowl kind of disapprovingly and move over and kind of sit beside the boy to protect him from the 2 dwarves who seem to be conspiring against him.
So, I'm assuming, of course, because you mentioned having enough winter blankets and what everyone is good with winter weather gear, right?
Oh yeah, I got tons of blankets, and I've got lots of extra torches and kindling sticks, and what are they called? Tinder sticks.
Yeah, you've got plenty of firewood. Your delivery is 3 sleds worth of firewood. So.
Oh yeah, well I got the torches as backups just in case.
I got enough whiskey for us to stay warm in an ice cube.
All right, and the dogs are all getting in their piles and stuff, getting close to stay warm. You hear them throughout the night. Vying for their position, defending their positions, and whatnot. And the first night goes by uneventfully. So all you gentlemen get your rest, take your shifts. Well, at least we know Feverin took at least one watch.
He'll volunteer to take an extra. Like he'll take the first and the last, effectively.
All right, beautiful. So, like I said, everything goes by uneventfully, and when you're getting ready, you're hooking the dogs back up. Again, like I said, they seem to be taking to Feverin, and taking direction and listening to him. The boy is a little bit difficult to wake at first, and as he gets up, he's stumbling around. Just, we have to go.
Hey, Snack.
You just need to drink a little bit more. You'll feel way better. That's all.
We don't have time for breakfast. We got to go.
Everybody has time for a drink.
I got it to go.
The dog, they say.
So yeah, you can you could take control of the young one and situate your breakfast and continue on your second day's travel. The sun is just ever creeping lower and lower in the sky. The colors of the sky turning reds and deep reds and oranges. It's a very eerie sight. Those of you who are born and raised and live out here are more comfortable with it. But the twilight is dimming, and the darkness is beginning to encroach on the land. Your second day's travel, it starts to snow, not terribly heavily. But again, the second day's travel goes by somewhat uneventfully. Though when you break for camp, the dogs seem a little agitated.
Feverin will go over to the dogs. What is it, boys? What do you smell?
What's the matter with them dogs there?
Something has them spooked, and he'll sort of try to look closely in the direction that he sees their attention kind of drawn to.
The boy is starting to yell out. They smell it. They're coming. They're somewhere. I know they're somewhere. And
Dirty will draw his weapon now. He's thoroughly paranoid.
Yeah, there's not much to hide behind except for some shrubbery, some tall shrubs.
I got a shield for that.
Well, no, I'm saying as he's looking around you guys, at best, if something were to keep really tight to the floor and walk through the snow, but there's nothing like trees or anything at this point. You've started to already go past where any semblance of a forest would be.
Smell what, boy? There's nothing out there. Look.
They're here. I know they are. And he's starting to panic.
Blaine will also then stand and he'll loosen his mace and strap on his side and just he will cast light on his shield.
Okay, so he casts light on his shield. What are the rest of you doing?
Is the boy still near me?
The boy he's just sort of darting back and forth at this point. Like he wants to run, but doesn't know where to run to. And he's really incoherent right now.
If I may, V will walk up behind the boy on his right side and tap his right shoulder so he looks at him, while Snacklebeard comes up on the left and punches him in the face to knock him out.
Roll your attack then.
All right. I mean, he's gonna get us caught, guys. That's gonna be a 21.
Oh, that definitely hits. So you rock the boy. Roll damage. See if you just flat knock him out.
Yeah, I'm Tavern Brawler, so I believe I can use my proficiency with that.
To your attack, yeah, but you don't add that to your damage.
Yeah,
You roll a d4 for damage instead of.
Gotcha. That's gonna be a. Oh God, that I don't have my strength. It's just a straight D4, right?
No, you add your strength.
Oh, okay, that's a 6.
That's 6. All right, you rock the boy, and it is visibly like he looks like he almost went down from that one punch. But he's shaking his head and he's grabbing his jaw. And in that instance, what are the rest of you doing? Feverin and Chorus.
Chorus definitely has, sort of his spears out and is, looking around, paranoid, feeling very much not at home in this, sort of eerie and creepy landscape. And when he hears the boy get knocked unconscious, he probably just turns and looks and laughs. Feverin, though, would be distracted and immediately run over just to make sure that the boy wasn't actually seriously wounded by the punch.
Yeah, the boy spits up just a tad bit of blood. Maybe a tooth flies out on the snow, and he's just grabbing his chin, and he runs to one of the sleds.
I'm gonna run, and Feverin will run and put himself in between the boy and the sled. And he goes, "Listen, you see these dogs? They're the only way we get where we're going, and they're the only way that anyone gets back. The only way that they stay under our command is if we remain calm." And I will attempt to persuade the boy, try to sort of talk him down.
Do so with disadvantage because he just got rocked in the face.
Yeah, that's fine.
I got my common punch. One more, he'll be calm.
It's gonna be a 16.
Okay, so he he tries to run over you, and as he contacts you, he should have just put his hands on. They're here. They're.
No one's here, boy. Let me tend to your wounds. Sit down. And Feverin will sort of sit him down next to the sled, and he'll pull out his backpack and or take his backpack off of his back at that point, and he'll pull out some bandages and some herbs. And you see him, sort of grind these herbs into like a poultice and smear them on the inside of the bandages, and he sort of makes sure that the child's jaw is set appropriately, and he'll give him some medicinal herbs to chew on that'll help relieve the pain in his mouth.
All right, cool. So he welcomes that treatment. He calms down a bit. He maintains his heavy breathings, shooting back and forth whenever you're not actually working on his face. So same rotation.
I'll come up to the boy and be like, "Boy, I'm sorry, but you really need to calm down. Here's a little bit more whiskey. It'll help the inside."
No, he's scurrying away from you. He won't let you next to him anymore.
Oh.
You're doing more harm than good, my friend. He'll be all right. Just leave him be for a while. Come,
I feel like give out our location to someone. I don't know who yet.
So how are you guys working camp? Is Feverin again taking first and last watch?
Yeah, and he'll have the boy sit with him when he does, and he'll just try to he'll pull off his bow off of his back, which you'll notice has 4 strings. And as he sits there, he plays just sort of a very low, quietly plucking, sort of a droning, calming melody, trying to calm the boy and assure him that we'll make it through the night.
It almost starts lulling and calming the dogs down as well as their yelping sort of lowers. Their obvious agitation starts to slowly dissipate. So, what are the rest of you doing, like, as far as the watch?
Sorry. The Durgan will take maybe the second watch, I guess. How many watches do we take at 4 watches on the night? Sounds good. So who wants to take the third?
Vorici.
Alright, there we go. So that's all the watches covered.
Alright, so the first few watches, everybody's watches starts to pass pretty uneventfully. You may hear a few howls, through your time of rest as the snow starts to fall a little deeper, a little heavier. But Feverin, on your second watch, or the last watch being taken, you can see a disturbance happening, and the dogs are starting to jump up and actually bark and howl and bite at each other and start piling on each other. And you notice blood. It'll start waking. The noise will definitely wake everyone up. What he notices before even going there is that there's blood
in between the dogs.
In the pile.
Okay. So he'll immediately just almost instinctively just start running over, and he picks his bow up to his mouth, and you see some holes that have been carved into it, and he begins to sort of play it like a flute, and he's casting calm emotions on the dogs.
The dogs start to...
And all the while, as he's playing this melody, he's sort of looking around, scanning and looking in between the dogs, seeing what it was that was the issue, and what caused them to attack each other.
Well, as they stop piling on each other, they start separating a bit to get enough room to start licking their paws and licking each other, basically lapping up the blood. And you notice that there's 4 dead dogs lying there. Some are twitching, with their last moments of life.
And with that, he'll sort of he'll put the bow on his back, and he'll just continue humming the melody, trying to make sure that the dogs remain calm, and seeing the dogs on their last stages of life. The 2 that are still sort of lying there twitching, he'll pet them very softly on the head, and he'll pull out his dagger and he'll put it into their throats to end their suffering. And all the while, as he's humming this song, he'll begin going to skinning the pelts off of these dogs one by one. He won't wake up anyone from their watch, and he'll then take over.
Right?
Yeah, at this point everybody's awake.
Okay. Yeah.
The boy would have been at your side, as you have said earlier. The boy is with you. He goes with you to the dog, and he's following you. And he's kind of calm with the calm emotions, but he's still under his breath. He's like, they're here.
And to get him to sort of focus on something else, I'll explain every step of what Feverin's doing and why we need to skin and clean these animals now. That their meat is now a more valuable resource than the dogs themselves were. There was no way we were going to be able to nurse them back to health all the way out here. So he'll give the boy a dagger as well, and he'll sort of demonstrate and get the boy to focus on doing a task to sort of take his mind off of the situation going on around them.
All right. Before this proceeds, the rest of you, being woken up by the commotion and now seeing Feverin and the boy make motions to put those dogs out of their misery. How are you gentlemen reacting?
Yeah, well, Durgan wakes up and shakes his head a bit, and he sees the kitsune driving a dagger in the throat of one of the dogs. He probably freaks out. What the hell are you doing?
And as those dogs that
I'll draw my warhammer.
The dogs that have enough life, they sort of gently sort of paw at your hand and look at you and lock eyes with you one by one. Do you actually continue to kill the dogs?
The ones that are you talking about the ones that aren't injured?
The ones that are laying there injured with their last moments of life, with the little energy they have left. Because I'm assuming you move them to their side or on their backs where you can get a better access to their throats and whatnot.
Exactly.
They actually turn around and look up at you and try to paw at your hand that you're holding them down with.
Mm-hmm.
And they actually one by one lock eyes with you.
When Varici sees this, he'll tap him on the shoulder, and he'll have a knife on his hand and just kind of look at you and kind of, without even saying anything, you need me to do this?
And Feverin he'll stand up and he'll sheath his dagger, and I would appreciate it.
And Varici will do the killing blow on the last dogs.
Varici, roll a charisma save.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. 17.
All right, cool. As you're starting to kill one of the dogs, Varici, will you please take a surprise round attack against Feverin?
All right. A surprise round attack?
Surprise round. Because obviously Feverin's not going to see it coming.
Do I have to? Okay.
Yeah.
Sneak damage and all that shenanigans?
Yeah.
Okay. Here it comes. 25 to hit.
That'll hit him.
Oh, yeah.
Roll your damage.
Yeah, 1 second. 38 points of damage.
38 points of damage to Feverin?
Yeah.
All right, give me a second, and I'm going to roll against Feverin. Roll me a d10.
All right.
As you've just taken your massive... You're 30... Right. You said 31?
38.
38.
Oh, shit.
Mark the 38, and what did you roll?
A 1.
A 1? Okay,
Yeah.
So don't worry about any damage. You actually drop to 0 and
Yeah.
roll your first death save.
Okay. I fail.
So you've failed your first death save. So now, dropping in initiative order, Feverin, you would be first. Roll your next death save.
There's failure number 1.
Do not roll a 1.
Yeah, right. Boom. Nope, I succeed on the second one.
Boom. That's perfect. Varici.
50.
Yeah, to be fair, on Varici's same turn, if he did do that and knew he was attacking someone, he would have cunning action hid.
Varici. Actually, I have control of Varici.
Okay, gotcha.
Varici, who would be attack the kid?
Gotcha. And actually, Varici would have a huge smile on his face from this, because he hasn't been able to kill in a while. So, This is awesome for Varici.
Well, Varici thinks he's killing the wolves. I mean,
Okay. Still, he's super happy he gets to do some killing. Alright. So, again, just like it's a new turn?
Just like it's a new turn. So the kid hasn't acted yet. So if Varici happens to be an assassin.
Oh shit! I just crit him!
You just crit him?
Yeah.
Alright, that kid is done. Describe what it looks like when Varici ends this poor young man's life.
Yeah, he's going to take one of his daggers. He's going to do a flipping motion so it goes right into his hand and jab it right into the back of his neck because he thinks he's killing a dog still. So he's going to basically decapitate him without his head falling off. Just straight dagger. You're going to see actually the point shove out of his throat.
And with that, those that can see the young man's eyes blazing, and just before he screams, his throat is severed. And the dogs are actually starting to get riled up, and they're piling almost like they want to join in on the fight, and they're just and there's a huge commotion of dogs. So after Varici, Snagglebeard.
Varici, we've talked about this, man. You can't be doing that around me. Come on.
And I'm going to actually tackle Varici.
You tackle Varici?
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, roll your checks and let me know what happens. Actually, I'll roll a d20, and you roll your check.
Yeah. It's going to be a 23 for my strength against his.
Yeah, well, I only rolled a 9 on the d20, so I'm guessing Varici has been tackled.
Yeah, and I'm going to use my Tavern Brawler because I have 2 attacks to pin him.
All right, cool.
That's going to be, 12.
What's Varici's? It's my choice of strength or dexterity, right?
Yeah.
You get a 12. It's still not enough. Damn it. All right, so Varici is pinned.
All right. And I'm actually, Snagglebeard is going to be sitting on top of Varici's chest. He has to do this a lot when Varici gets out of hand. She's just going to be sitting on him and looking over like, Varici,
I told you time and time again, you can't be going on. I know you're a drow, but you got to stop this shenanigans.
All right, so that's Snagglebeard. Next would be Blaine.
Blaine sees that the assassin has been subdued. So the first thing that comes to his mind is the boy. He'll run over to check to see if he can spare the dying on him or if it's too late.
Though you would see the boy's body moving and twitching, it's just the natural twitches that come after death.
I know that, but Blaine would have to check just to make sure,
Yeah, the boy is indeed dead.
Okay. So then he will look and start to move over towards Josh's character. I can't remember the name, sorry.
Feverin.
Feverin, yes. So I'll go over to check him next round. That's Blaine's turn, I think.
All right. So after Blaine would be Chorus.
All right, Chorus, with his spears, in hand at this point, goes over and just puts one to the throat of the drow laying there on the ground. What the hell do you think you're doing?
Varici doesn't respond. As you see, Varici continues to smile, almost gleefully. And with that, it's actually the top of the round. And Feverin...
Whoa.
What?
Durgan didn't get a turn.
Durgan? Oh, that's right, Durgan. Damn it, his initiative is so low, I forgot. Durgan.
It's just under 10.
Go ahead, Durgan. My bad.
Durgan will walk over and just look down at this assassin and say, "That's it for you. You won't be traveling with us." And he'll look at Snagglebeard and say, "Hold him so I can bind him." And he'll start pulling out rope to start
when he's
tying
pulling,
the assassin.
When he's pinned, he can't fight that. He's a helpless defender.
Yeah.
All right. You can coup de grace him if you want.
No, I'm lawful good. I wouldn't kill him.
Chorus really wants to. But seeing that
Besides,
there's a voice of reason on the scene now, he won't.
binding him and leaving him out here is as good as killing him anyway.
All right, so you bind him.
Mm.
So he is bound, and Vorici, as he's bound, begins to, his smile breaks and his teeth part, and he begins laughing.
I would say something to Snagglebeard, but he's not here at the moment. I'd just simply say, is he always like this? Is this a regular problem?
Yeah, well, where is he? Damn it! Why do I have so many things open up on here?
I do not know.
There we go. I'm trying to redraw it, not letting him in.
Who's top of the order? Fevrin?
Fevrin's top of the order, and you have to roll his
Death
his
save.
next day.
Oh,
death
he
save.
fails another one. So one good, two bad.
Yeah, that was his second failure.
Tell Andrew just to keep trying. Hangouts have been doing that a lot lately. I don't know why.
Yeah. I just resent him the link. So hopefully he gets in.
It took Keith half an hour to get back into our character creation hangout the other day, unfortunately. So.
Oh God. Well, hopefully he comes back because he's pretty much after this outburst from this drow. This drow actually took down a northern native, a creature native to the north. Just dropped him, and he's bleeding out right there.
Blade's going to take care of that in his turn.
Yeah, the boy who was paranoid. His paranoia apparently seems justified as he's laying there bleeding on the snow, his head held on simply by his spine. How would you gentlemen continue to proceed?
Well, Blaine is going to cast Spare the Dying on the kitsune. Or sorry, he's not kitsune. He's not fox. He's a red panda, but whatever.
Feverin.
Yes, Fevrin. So Spare the Dying is a cantrip, and it just basically stabilizes him instantly. So he's no longer making death saves.
Yeah, so he's spared, but he's at 0 hit points.
Oh yeah.
So, what are you guys planning to do with Vorici?
Well, Durgan is convinced, like, okay, this guy's not going anywhere with us now. Not after that. And if what's his name? If Snagglebeard stands up for him, or even in any way tries to justify his actions, or even just support them.
There we go.
I'm inclined to say he's out as well.
All right, so
Although I'm a little hesitant because he's got all the alcohol.
There we go, I'm back.
So Snagglebeard has returned. They're about to leave Vorici tied there in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. Durgan will say to Snagglebeard, is this a recurring problem with your friend here? What the fuck?
Oh, no, definitely not recurring. I think something must happen. He doesn't usually just snap like that. It's all good, and Snagglebeard will grab Vorici and throw him over his back, still tied up.
Doesn't usually?
No, does not usually, unless provoked.
He wasn't provoked there, and he's killed one and nearly another.
Yeah, it does not usually happen ever. I mean, to be fair, he saved my life a lot too. I'm sure he'll probably save your guys's. I mean, he didn't kill one of you per se. So
he almost killed Fevrin.
Yeah, but something could have happened. There could have been something in the. I mean, the boy probably was scared of something. I don't know. He usually never does this. He'll be fine. He'll be fine.
I don't think so.
And you know, Vorici is, of course, you're trying to throw him over your shoulder, and he's struggling and whatnot. How did you bind him actually?
I tried to hog tie him.
Oh, damn!
Hands and feet tied behind his back. You know.
All right, I'm trying to look to see if he can break free, but that's a hog tie. That's pretty badass.
If you want me to make some kind of a roll for him to roll against, I'm fine with that. I don't know what that would be.
He's got proficiencies.
All right, so I'm just gonna roll, and you roll as well, Ian, to see if
What am I rolling at?
I don't know, whatever the closest thing you can come up with, that would be use rope.
Probably sleight of hand or survival, both of which are a -1. So.
Yeah, all right. Well, I didn't
I
roll.
got an 8.
Oh, well, I rolled a 9, so that's probably. So he probably manages to wriggle free.
He does?
Well,
Okay.
I rolled higher. I don't know what the totals would be.
That's fine. Yeah, no, if he wriggles free, do I see it? That's an important thing to know.
Well, you wouldn't see it until
Okay.
you wouldn't notice until like he'd be struggling, and then he would stop struggling, and then what's his name? Snagglebeard would have came, like you said, he was trying to throw him on his back, and as he tries to throw him on his back, he actually leaps at Snagglebeard and give him a surprise round as he tries to bite Snagglebeard in the neck.
So that's sneak attack again, right?
Yeah.
Bro, I told you 100 times.
And I rolled an 18 plus his plus whatever his bonuses would be.
Oh, yeah, that's a hit.
So you want to roll damage on yourself?
Yeah.
Oh, god damn, this is crazy.
Yeah, Varici's taking y'all guys out.
Oh, not for long.
Oh, crap. That's going to be a 36.
A 36?
Wait, I saw it coming, right? So it's not sneak attack?
Well, you wouldn't have noticed that he was doing it. He just burst free, so this would be the surprise round.
Yeah,
In the surprise round, he gets his sneak attack.
you haven't taken an action in the combat either, so
Might count as a finesse weapon?
I think natural weapons count as finesse weapons. Natural attacks.
Yeah, no?
So that's going to be, yeah, that's
That was just legitimately a question. Like,
He's wriggling. He's like, "Arr!" So he bites a chunk out of you for 36?
I mean, is his teeth a finesse? Because if it's not a finesse, then that'd be a lot less damage.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Unarmed attacks, being a martial artist, sometimes it would be about where you place it rather than how hard you...
That's going to be a...
That's why he's biting you at your neck.
Holy shit! Yeah, even with a D4 instead, that's the exact same amount of damage. That's funny. So yeah, still 36.
So yeah, 36 points of damage to his neck. He bites a chunk out of his neck, and then we drop into initiative order, which would be Feverin, who is stable, but at 0 hit points.
So he can't do anything. So who's next?
he's chilling.
I'll let Feverin take an action, but then he'll have to start rolling after that.
But he's not conscious.
Yeah, I'm just at 0 hit points and stabilized. I'm still unconscious.
Remember, when you're 0 hit points, it takes a D4 hours before you get 1 hit point back and become conscious.
All right. So if Feverin is not first, Vorici continues to bite at Snagglebeard.
And he still has the advantage.
Yep, he still has the highest initiative, and Snagglebeard has not yet acted in this combat. So he bites at Snagglebeard again. I don't think a 2 hits. Whatever you add to it.
No, it does not.
So yeah, so he misses the second bite. And as he's lunging at Snagglebeard, it is actually Snagglebeard's go.
And I am going to pin him.
Okay. So, grapple, And it would probably beat whatever the 10 roll is.
11.
And extra attack, pin 20.
All right, so yeah, he's pinned on the ground once again.
All right.
He's pinned
So
on the
guys,
ground.
I know what I said about Varici, but I think he's kind of lost it.
You're bleeding from the neck. You got a chunk missing and stuff.
I don't think he has his right mind. I think he might have snapped a little bit.
Snagglebeard is the master of understatement.
And Blaine, what is Blaine doing?
Blaine, now, after this, the second time he's almost taken out another character, is going to walk up a coup de grace. He's going to take his mace and bury it in his fucking forehead.
All
So
right,
do you want me to roll damage on it, or do you want to say
well, no, coup de grace. We'll keep coup de grace doesn't exist in 5th edition, but fuck that. In my games, it does. So,
Thanks for all your help, Varici. Sorry.
So how would Varici naturally respond to the vision of his death coming, as he no longer sees wolves anywhere, but he actually sees Blaine standing above him as his once friend Snagglebeard is pinning him and Blaine is smashing his skull in.
He would just look and lock eyes with Snagglebeard like, what the fuck? Bam!
All right, cool. So Varici is dead. So with that, with the blood decorating the snow in its patterns of deep and dark reds, you can see the steam from the blood rising just a bit off the floor as the snow falls down. What are you gentlemen about to do now? You've just lost the young boy, had to put down Varici, and nearly lost Kitsune. Nearly lost Feverin.
Well, guys, I think now's the best time as ever to have a drink. More or less.
I certainly agree. Let me see to the little one first. Chorus will go over and he'll, pick up Feverin and his, stuff, and he'll get him sort of, situated on one of the sleds. Well, I feel a drink is in order. I don't know that we should stay here any longer.
Blaine will walk over to where you're holding Feverin and say, yes, we don't have much time to lose. So he is going to start to pray over the little red panda dude, as he's named. What the hell is the name of that spell? Is it Cure Wounds, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. I am going to cast Cure Wounds at a 5th level. Because, yeah, I need it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 dice. So it's 5d8 plus my spellcasting ability modifier, which is plus 2. Okay, so it's 5d8. Okay, that was alright. 15 plus 7, 22, plus 1, 23, plus 2, 25 points of damage.
Cool.
That wasn't a great roll, actually, 5d8. And he'll look over at Snagglebeard and say, what about you? Are you going to live?
I think I'll be fine. It's just a little bit of fresh food. Oh god, that's a lot of blood. No, I'll probably be fine.
Fine. And actually, Durgan will go over to Snagglebeard, and he'll briefly think, this guy's a little bit out of it, and he was friends with the assassin, but he's got the ever-full keg of mead. So I'm going to do a lay on hands. how lay on hands works for Paladin? Is it?
You just decide how much of the hit points
What's
that
the
you
maximum
can
amount
use.
I can do?
It's 5 times your level, so 50 all at once is what you can do right now.
Right. So am I allowed to metagame it because I know how much damage he took?
Yeah, feel free, go ahead.
I'll give him 30. In fact, I'll give him the 30, and I'll walk over and have a look at the Red Panda dude, and is he still pretty hurt even after the healing that was done by the cleric?
Yeah, I mean, he's below half, so yeah, he's pretty beat up.
Yeah, I'll give him the remaining 20.
Okay.
So that's all my land hands used up. And I don't know if that's a long rest or short rest. I'm going to have to look that up now.
Lay on hands is short, if I'm not mistaken.
I hope so. If not, I won't be doing it again this adventure.
All right.
I don't foresee us taking 5 days to kick it.
5
No,
days of
you-
full...
you-
Yeah, no.
You don't want to party for 5 days in the dark?
Nope. We gotta get to Groff with this firewood as fast as possible. Or Njal as fast as possible.
And as Fevrin sort of comes to, he'll just, he'll look at Blaine and at Durgan. Thank you, friends. What happened? And he looks around and sees the sea.
He attacked everyone. He killed the boy.
Well, I suppose pressing on is our only option.
What's interesting, it doesn't say in here. It just says with lay on hands, you have a pool of healing power. Replenish with take a long rest. Okay, yep.
Oh,
That's
long
done.
risk?
Yep.
Uh-oh.
And we lost Drew again.
Yeah.
He'll be back soon, I'm sure.
So after you... let me resend him the link. So after you gentlemen do some healing, this is only the dawn of the third day, like
I know.
dawn, but equivalent to the dawn of the third day, as the sun is steadily dropping in the sky, and the reds are becoming deeper and darker, the yellows and oranges bleeding away, giving way to the dark, deep blues and purples.
I suppose Durgan was doing the lay on hands. Well, that's going on. Blaine will check the body of the assassins that he's just taken out.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to have to perform last rites probably for him anyway, because despite the fact that he's been executed, he still deserves, whatever respect to some extent. And while
The dogs are still barking, though.
Dogs are still barking. Well, I don't know. They're probably just barking with all the blood and chaos, so Blaine doesn't know what they're barking at. But I will, however, check just to see what kind of shit this guy have on him.
Well, Drew just got back, so you could actually ask him.
What kind of stuff did Ricci have on him that looked of any interest?
He had a very nice looking longbow. He had a cloak on him, and he had some spectacles. Actually, they were more like goggles. They helped him see, in the light, because he didn't like the light too much.
Detect magic. Do you have any magical gear on him?
Yeah, it's goggles.
Oh, the goggles are magical? God damn it.
Yep. I mean, at least that's what he told me.
Any money or anything else of value on him? Food? Wineskins?
We haven't been to a town recently, so he hasn't gotten to, take money from people that don't deserve it. So, no, he probably doesn't.
Okay, gotcha. So Blaine will just take the goggles off of him anyway and look at the other dwarf.
Do you guys mind if I take his goggles just as a memento from a friend?
What do they do? They're magical.
A little bit of this and a little bit of that.
Seeing as you're his friend, I think I'll hold on to them for now until I can determine whether or not you're trustworthy.
I gave you my mead.
This is Blaine. Blaine hasn't drank any of your mead.
Do you want some mead, Blaine?
No, thank you. He tucks the goggles into his pocket.
So, are you gentlemen just about ready to proceed?
Yeah, Severin's gonna cast Cure Wounds on himself as well as a 3rd level spell before they go to try to get his hit points back to.
Damn, even after all that healing I gave you?
Yeah, he's back at 45 out of 63, so I was just sort of trying to top off.
All right, so you guys, you know, the dogs take some calming down before having to be hooked up.
Yeah, breakfast is ruined. Thanks for Ricci.
You're down a few dogs as well, so you know, one of your
That's good. We got 2 less people to pull.
Yeah. So you know, one person can be on that.
Side.
One person can be on that sled. That's about a quarter of the way. You know, it's missing a quarter of its dogs.
That's gonna be Snagglebeard.
So Snagglebeard is on a sled to himself. I would assume he's last, since he's a little bit slower than the rest of you. But you're not really pushing your dogs all that hard, so you know all the sleds can keep pace with each other.
I'm going to do a stretch out my legs, kind of lay out a little bit,
Sure.
kind of be comfy.
You
Drink.
do have to man the reins, though. You know. You
Oh
have
yeah,
to man
every
the
now and
sled.
then.
All right. So so as it's, you know, as the snow is beginning to fall, starting to fall a little bit heavier. There's you know, quite a bit of fresh powder. So you have to blaze a trail again, Ian. But you know, you're riding through the 2nd day. It's very much like twilight now, as the sun is slowly going down. But the 3rd day, you know, you manage to get through the 3rd day without anything near the morning. What happened when you first started that morning was the worst thing to happen to you that day. You hear the odd in the background, and it always seems to precede the storm getting a little bit worse.
So nothing worse happens than the fact that we lost 2 party members first thing in the morning. That's good.
On the 3rd day. So this is the
Nothing worse than that happens. That's good.
So when you get to making camp, how do you make camp now?
Oh, yeah. Well, let's see. Verici wasn't on any watches anyway, was he? Neither was the boy, so I don't think Snagglebeard... I don't know if we want to trust Snagglebeard on a watch by himself. So
Hey, I'm going to say my name and trust. I'm the most trustworthy dwarf you ever meet.
Feverin will volunteer
first and second? Or first and fourth, I mean?
for 1st and 4th. And seeing as the storm is getting worse, and you know we had such a hard night last night, recognizing that everyone really needs their rest, he'll cast Leoman's tiny hut to give them some extra shelter during the night.
Oh.
So how are the watches going again?
Well, Durgan was on second. We just need to know who was on third.
Chorus can take 3rd.
Here we go.
All right, at 2 hours at a time, so that's only 6 hours of rest.
Yeah, oh shit, yeah. Originally 6 hours is what you needed, but now we need 8, isn't it?
Guys, I can watch out if you need.
So make them 3 hours at a time.
3-hour shifts. There you go.
3-hour shifts. You know, if you do the math, you have to do at least 11 hours. That way, one person that watches can have the entire 8.
Yeah, no, I just think do 4 shifts of 3 hours because really you shouldn't be driving for half a day anyway.
Okay, 4 shifts of 3 hours. So that's fine. You know, again, throughout your shifts, nothing bad really happens. Except for so Feverin is actually taking shift then.
Oh yeah, he's taking shift. Yep.
All right. So during Feverin's shift, he would take which shift first, as usual?
First and final.
Okay. So well, let's roll one of these. All right. So during Feverin's first shift, when everyone is getting comfortable and starting camp, many of the dogs, instead of piling upon each other, they start nuzzling up to Feverin, basically creating a pile. You know, they're not piling on top of Feverin, but they're piling around him, nuzzling up and like leaning against.
He'll sit there just sort of at this point almost doing it less to calm their nerves and more to keep his own nerves calm. He'll just sit there very quietly strumming that melody on his bow.
Some of them, of course, they peer out of their piles and walk up to Feverin and stare at him and start lapping at his like cheek and stuff.
He'll let them and just try to make sure that he maintains focus on he'll take brief moments to interact with the dogs, but he'll try to make sure he maintains focus on watching the surrounding area.
Okay, so during each and every one of your watches, it goes by even less eventful than that, except for Feverin's last watch. As the dogs begin waking up one by one, they go back around Feverin and create that circle, and some of them again start lapping at Feverin's cheek. Constantly heard around Feverin. Pardon me. So with that, the sun almost starts dipping completely down, creating a very dark twilight. But there's just barely enough light in the sky that the stars cannot quite be seen yet. So the sky is very deep and dark and very rich blues, and the snow is still coming down as heavy as ever.
So when we actually get set up to go the next morning, Feverin is going to pull 2 small stones out of his bag, and he'll take one over to Blaine, and he'll say, "Would you shed some light on this for me?" And he'll cast light on one of the stones.
Okay. Blaine will do so. He also needs to pray for an hour, because I need to get 5 hours of prayer in before I can get my spells back.
Gotcha. So after you cast that, he'll go over to not Zarichi. What's Madbeard? Snagglebeard. Excuse me, sir. Could I borrow some mugs? Uh-oh. Assuming that Snagglebeard gives them to me, he's going to place each of the stones of light inside of these mugs and tie sort of a piece of leather cloth to keep the stone inside the mug. And he's going to lash those to the reins in between the 2 lead dogs on Blaine and his sled to help shed light ahead of them. Almost like...
You just invented headlights.
Yeah.
Okay, you're taking point now. I'll ride behind you.
All right.
So, are you still like on the dogs while you're riding?
Yeah. I mean, he's trying to ride, and like I said, he'll switch back and forth between the 2 leads, and if he has to break for just a few minutes to switch out the leads because they look like they're getting too tired or something like that, but he'll ride on their backs so that way he can have as far forward of a view as possible, and he'll let chorus, actually man the reins and sort of steer, just sort of signaling to chorus which direction to go and so forth.
All right, cool. So you start riding through the darkness of this, what's becoming the first day of night. And, you're carrying about trailblazing Fevrin and Fevrin's sled and sled dogs are in point again, correct?
Yeah.
And did you say you were mounting, like what you were doing before, riding on the backs of some dogs?
Yeah. He's trying to ride on the backs of, like I said, the lead dogs, and he'll switch between the two leads, like at sort of regular intervals, so that neither one of them has to bear, his weight for longer than is necessary. Spread the burden between the two of them.
All right. So you get about halfway through, and everything seems fine during the ride. But Fevrin would actually start to well, let me see something. Okay. So Fevrin feels like he's being lifted up, like the dogs that he's on is being lifted up, and you can see. No, Fevrin can't see in the dark.
No,
but
but
you notice with the quote unquote headlight that the headlight is starting to aim away from the ground, almost in an instant, and then the ground beneath the feet of the dogs parts. And what's Fevrin's AC? Yeah, Fevrin. Sorry to do this to you.
No, you're not. Don't lie.
But roll a d10 as you take 50 points of damage.
Holy fuck.
He's totally not sorry.
4.
A 4. Let me just look at the massive damage. A 4. Take half of your maximum HP as damage, in addition to what just happened.
Yeah, no, I'm down.
All right, so you're down. Yeah, so you can't oppose the grapple.
Nope,
So
we certainly can't.
Now, chorus, roll either a strength or acrobatics. A strength, acrobatics, or athletics to see as the dogs sort of get swallowed and Fevrin gets swallowed, the sinkhole left in the ground, as the sled slides into it to see if he goes flying.
All right, so definitely athletics. Yeah, that'll be a 27.
Okay, so what you gentlemen see, just ever so slightly silhouetted in the night, is something looks like it's a little bit of light that mixes in with this headlight of the head sled, and it's just a large form bursting through the permafrost, the dirt, shrubbery, the fresh powder going flying everywhere, and just a large form flashes up and disappears back into the ground. And one of the sleds crashes into the sinkhole and, of course, takes damage. Most of the sled dogs are gone. A handful of the sled dogs are gone, as well as Fevrin.
Did Blaine get a view of what it was at all, or do you make a roll or anything, or no?
Sure, roll yeah, Blaine. The only one with the actual spot check to know what it was got swallowed.
Okay. So you don't roll. That's fine.
You can roll if you want, but yeah, go ahead, roll.
Be a survival check or what?
No, roll a perception check.
Oh,
You only caught the briefest glimmers of a silhouette because of the darkness, the amount of snow, and you have to roll with disadvantage because of the it's because of the snow. Remember, it's snowing
my
heavily.
second roll was a natural 20, so I'll take the 13 plus 6. That's
All right.
Or 19.
19.
13 plus 6.
You notice that the silhouette seemed to have a pair of finned, like spined fins, almost, similar to a fish. And that's kind of all the glimpse you would have gleaned from that.
And so this chasm is in front of us, right? Where the pit or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, it's more of a sinkhole as the earth underneath crumbled and the snow and everything slid back to fill up some of the
driving the sled right behind the one that just got swallowed up. He's going to try to, kind of pull back to slow the dogs down, turn at the same time, try to avoid going into the sinkhole.
All right, so roll a handle animal check.
Yeah, I don't think I'm good at that. Let me see. I got a +2. That's a 5.
Yeah, no, the dogs, they veer one way and then get pulled in the other, and they don't know what's going on. The sled starts, careening on top of some of the dogs as they're sort of running into the other, just about the other, and it's just chaos and a mess. And your characters roll either the athletics or acrobatics version to see if you can hold on to the sled or be thrown from it in this crash.
Coming right up. So Blaine, let's see, we'll roll acrobatics. He has +2. So that's an 18 for Blaine. Durgan has a +8 athletics, so he'll roll athletics. That's a 26. So 18 for Blaine, 26 for Durgan.
All right, so you guys managed to keep yourselves from careening out of the sleds as your sled smashes into the log sled of Fevrin and Chorus's. That Fevrin and Chorus was pulling, and there's logs that are going flying. Some of the dogs were even trampled in this crash. You hear the dogs yelping and screaming and barking. It's just noise and chaos in this darkness, and this snow is just falling in thick sheets. Now, wait, is he there? Yeah, he's there. Snagglebeard.
Yes.
What is Snagglebeard doing as he's bringing up the rear to this chaos and confusion, these moments of just utter destruction?
Snagglebeard at this point would be so drunk, he's thinking that this is actually kind of a show, so he's kind of clapping behind, but calling out to his friend, "Hey, any of y'all need some help?"
If he's clapping, again, the dogs are confused as to, well, actually, let me roll to see if the dog's natural instincts will prevent them from getting killed. No, the dogs are confused as all hell. Apparently, their lead dogs must have died. Must have been amongst the dogs that died. So, no one is a true alpha, and they careen in the back of the other log sled, and your sled careens into that, and some of those dogs get trampled. And again, more barking, more yelping, another loud crash. And if you would roll either an acrobatics or athletics check to see if you could hold on to your place.
Yeah, of course.
Oh man, this is kind of bad, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely lost a ton of dogs. Yeah, lost.
That's be at 21.
Yeah, you hold on. You don't get thrown or none of the flying logs hit you or anything. But in the moments after this crash and this chaos, you have a few moments to act now. So, Chorus, Snagglebeard, Durgan, and Blaine, what are you gentlemen doing? Again, the dogs are going wild. They're trying to pull in all sorts of directions. There are dead dogs pinned under some of the sleds. There are some dogs that are stuck in the, trying to pull free from the reins, though the reins have been pulled and sucked up into this sinkhole, and they're trying to dig their way out of the snow. And, it's really bad. It's a really bad scene.
Since I still have 2 characters, Durgan, the dwarven paladin, will probably be jumping off the sled and looking for an enemy, weapon out, just looking for something to retaliate against, while Blaine, being a little bit more level-headed, will be trying to see if he can save any of the dogs, trying to mitigate the damage.
All right, and Chorus and Snagglebeard.
And Chorus, seeing Blaine, going to try to help the dogs, will sort of follow suit, and he'll attempt to, if he can tell that some of the dogs that are buried are still alive, he'll set to trying to dig them out basically. He'll be using the haft end of his spear as like a shovel, trying to dig into the snow.
I'll go over to him, get some of my strong whiskey, and start pouring it on the snow to help him melt.
All right. Now a quick question: what kind of gear is Blaine, Snagglebeard, and Chorus wearing?
Full plate and a pair of spears and daggers.
So Chorus is wearing full plate. Blaine, what are you wearing?
I'm going by memory here at the moment because I'm just downstairs, but I know he's wearing scale mail. He's got a shield. Let's see, weapon-wise, Blaine uses mace. He has a hand axe and a dagger.
And Snagglebeard, where's Snagglebeard wearing?
Yeah, full plate, and he's got a two-handed mace and a big-ass keg on his back.
All right. Yeah, but the keg is basically a bag of holding, so it's not going to add that much additional weight. So yeah. All right, cool. Blaine, you're trying to help. Blaine and Chorus are trying to help dig the dogs free, and as they're digging the dogs free, you can feel a rumble beneath your feet now that the permafrost has been broken in this area, and you're on actual dirt and snow. Okay, so
the ground's rumbling, huh?
The ground is rumbling, and it starts to sink in a little bit before it blasts forward. And this time, since you can see it, it looks like it was coming for you. It looks almost like a fireball bursting through the snow before you get knocked to the side, and it's starting to fly almost through the air and dig in behind you, creating another sinkhole. But since you're standing there, I know you don't have any weapons ready, but if you want to punch it or something, you can take your reaction if you want.
Right. Well, yeah, I guess Blaine will try to. Oh no! Wait. Can I use a spell?
If you have
Warcaster
as a feat, yeah.
Then no, I can't. Nope. I'm not gonna. Blaine's not the type that would just try to punch something. He would be just trying his best to save as many dogs as he can and then get out of the fucking way.
All right. So you both Blaine and Chorus catch glimpses of it. Chorus, you see again what Blaine saw before, which was the fins. Two large spined fins, almost as if on a fish. You do notice that there's a light at the head of it. But you just barely see like a segmented, almost serpentine body.
I think I know what it is, but my character
is what you can glimpse beforehand. Blaine, of course, you see the fireball bursting out towards you and knocking you over to your, to the side, but you again would see the large spined fins and the top half of an almost segmented serpentine body before it crashes back, bursting permafrost and disturbing earth and shooting things everywhere. But it's very difficult to see because of the obscurity of this heavy snowfall. And again, in the moments after it crashed, you can hear in the background. How would you gentlemen act in this? I'm kind of going in initiative order, but it's very loose.
There was a huge ball of fire, right?
No.
What happened?
Sorry, you go first, Paul. Or Andrew.
There was a huge ball of fire, right?
What Blaine saw.
Oh, but Blaine's all right, all right. No, I'm just gonna get ready at this point. I'm gonna take out my mace, and I'm ready. I'm ready. I see shenanigans going on. Got a good buzz going. I'm ready to fight.
All right. So you know that there's two sinkholes now, right? One behind Blaine and Chorus, and one that Blaine and Chorus are actually inside of, trying to free some of the dogs.
I don't like to help that much, but I guess it's needed. I'll go over to them and help them get them out of the sinkhole.
So are you holding a weapon in hand while you're digging?
Oh yeah, definitely. Just waiting. I'm
Okay.
not even digging. I'm more just kind of pouring the meat onto the snow, trying to help it melt still.
All right. Now he's pouring meat into the sinkhole that the two of you are in. So what about the rest of your characters? Yeah.
Chorus will just, keep trying to dig the dogs out, seeing the size of that thing, and seeing how tattered the party is and things like that. It's probably better to just get us dug out and get out of here than it is to try to face that thing down, unless it absolutely comes to it. So he'll, just with his spear, just keep, digging as fast as he possibly can, trying to help get these dogs out.
Okay, and Blaine and Durgan?
Durgan is still trying to look for the creature, but I guess it's gone now. He didn't get a glimpse of it, really. There's nothing left to take a swing at.
No, it went back. It dived back into the ground.
So he'll curse in Dwarven, and he'll jump into the sinkhole and try to help the guys free the rest of the dogs, and Blade will continue doing so as well. Just check something real quick, though. Blaine. Yep, that's fine. That's what they're doing. They're both frantically trying to free as many dogs as possible. We need to try to get the hell out of here.
All right, so just each of you roll each of you roll a d6, and as long as the entire total is 6, that's how many dogs you get out.
I got a 3.
I got 6.
Oh, okay, cool. So you guys managed to dig out all the dogs, and you free the dogs in this sinkhole. And as a matter of fact, you do free some of the dogs from the second sled that crashed in. You free all those dogs, so they're still, they're almost at full. So with what you've dug out and what's left in the second, you can have a full contingent for one sled. And with that, you notice that some of the other dogs that were part of the third sled, the ones that had lost 6 of their number beforehand, had lost some now in the crash, and they're pinned between sleds. You can see the ground crack open, and just ever so slightly, 3 of them are sunk into a smaller sinkhole and disappear.
Well, Durgan would try to leap in and attack that sinkhole, thinking there's some kind of creature swallowing these things up. Call it a blind attack or whatever, disadvantage. I don't know if there's anything he can roll. It doesn't matter. He's at least going to try. He feels like he has to try.
But that would be a little bit further than he could reach. Because he's talking about 15, 20 feet away from you.
That's fair. Well, he's just frantically trying anyway.
Okay, so he's going crazy, and he's trying to so he's swinging at the ground right now, is what you're telling me.
Exactly. Whereas Blaine is being a little bit more level-headed and saying, okay, we got enough here to man one sled. We still have the firewood?
Yeah, the firewood was, it flew all over the place.
Try to load as much of it up onto the one sled as we can. And realizing, okay, in order to get this to y'all, it's going to be faster with just one person on it. Blaine will jump on the sled and, yeah, motherfucker, yeah!
He loads up, which one? Which sled does he jump on? Because remember, there's the larger sled that was carrying supplies, and behind it was another sled that was carrying the firewood. Each of the 3 sleds was set up that way, and
they had to set up the sled with the firewood.
Okay, so just the firewood.
Yep.
All right.
Supplies.
And you're grabbing dogs and stuff.
Yeah, he's trying to load, get them all onto that sled. He's essentially trying to establish one full sled. What's the word for?
Contingent.
Yeah, one sled contingent with all the firewood.
You've got about 2.5 dozen dogs left alive. Some of them are injured.
Remember you saying we had enough dogs for one sled.
Yeah. Well, the last set that it had some dogs left, and when some of them disappeared, not all of them disappeared.
Can he get one contingent, one sled?
One full, yeah.
Dogs?
Oh yeah, you can get 2 dozen dogs for one sled.
And he's trying to corral and get everybody working together to get this all done.
This is going to take more than a round, though.
Okay, well that's what he's working on.
All right, and in this time, what are the rest of you doing?
Again, following Blaine's lead, he'll help try to get the dogs established into the 2 unified workable sleds at that point.
All right, like I said, you have 2.5 dozen. So Blaine and Machola, they're getting one full contingent of 2 dozen dogs for one fire sled.
Yeah. I mean, that's what not knowing that Blaine plans to hop on it and take the hell off. Then Chorus would be helping him put that contingent together, thinking that that's what's going to get all of them out of there.
All right. Are you gonna wait? Who's on this sled first off? Because you're rushing while you're trying to get this together, right, Ian?
I would definitely run onto the sled
wait.
as quickly as possible.
I couldn't understand because 2 of you were talking at the same time.
I imagine nobody's on the sled while we're trying to get it set up, right?
No.
Right.
But I'm imagining you rushing and throwing whatever firewood you can and grabbing whatever dogs you can.
Get all loaded up.
But the sled was dedicated just for the firewood. First off, so I really doubt that it's going to be able to carry the 4 of you.
No. See, here's Blaine's thinking, right? He's not saying any of this out loud. But he realizes we got to get this firewood to y'all, and our chances are looking less and less likely now. So his idea is to load it up as much of the firewood as he can get, and then he's going to jump on the fucking sled and try to drive off.
Yeah, and
he's going to go off on his own ahead of everybody else to try to get to Njal.
All right, cool.
And if he does so, if he manages to do so without getting completely killed by everybody, he will drive those fucking dogs hard.
Okay, so that happens. The wood is getting situated. The dogs are, some of them are sort of fighting, and some of them are kind of injured. And you're lashing as many dogs as you can get together. And at the very moment that it looks like it's ready to go, Blaine, you do what you're gonna do. Hop on and try to leave the rest of them there. Roll a d20 for me. If you get a 5 or less, it's something that's not that good.
I rolled a 6.
Oh, so you take off. You're like, wow, and unbeknownst to the rest of you, as you're you think you were helping to get ready and caring for dogs, Blaine hops on, takes off to leave you, and he's gunning it. These dogs are being driven as hard as ever, harder than they have before, and he's disappearing into the darkness, and you lose Blaine. Blaine, you can feel the sled shaking. Blaine is escaping. You can feel the sled shaking, and the first thought in your mind is that one of its skis must have been just a tad bit damaged. So it's this one of the skis is loose
Right.
as you're escaping, but you're just just like you said, brother.
As Chorus sees him jump on the sled and take off, realizing that he's attempting to leave them all behind, he is going to last ditch effort try to fling a spear into Blaine's back.
So all right, it's a ranged attack. Dogs can move. Dogs move at 40, correct?
Right.
So they should be able to get 80 feet away. So
Well, they are pulling a fully loaded sled. I know there's a lot of them.
So they should get about yeah.
Maybe I should keep my mouth shut, but I'm just trying to be fair.
You can make your spear attack at 40 feet, whatever range thingies that happens with the spear at that point.
Well, I mean that would be long range, but I have sharpshooter, so.
Oh, you're good.
And I'll go ahead and use sharpshooter to make a power shot. Take the -5. Oh, yeah, I totally missed. It doesn't matter.
So, Blaine is like, fwah, fwah, boom, fwah, fwah. Just standing on the skis as there's not really much space to sit right now as he disappears into the darkness. So Blaine is gone, as well as 24 sled dogs. Though, Blaine, you have no supplies.
I know.
Leaving Durgan, Chorus, and Snagglebeard. What is Durgan, Chorus, and Snagglebeard doing at this time?
Snagglebeard is very confused because he thought he hopped on the sled while they were doing everything like I thought I said. I'm very confused.
Well, you hopped on the sled while everyone else was putting stuff on it?
I wouldn't be working. I'm Snagglebeard. I poured meat into potholes.
He poured meat into... All right, Snagglebeard, roll a d20, and if you get a 16 or higher, you might be good. But let me know what you get on your d20.
Nope. I definitely did not.
Okay, so Snagglebeard did indeed get on a sled, but it wasn't the sled that took off.
Gotcha.
So he's
Fair.
just on one of the other.
You drink your breakfast.
With the few minutes that have gone by, in this moment, Snagglebeard apparently is on a sled drinking away. Not the right sled, but he's on a sled drinking away. Durgan and Chorus.
Durgan is cursing in Dwarven, cursing that clerical Lathander, and looking over at Corvus and saying, well, what do we do now?
He just looks at him and just says, the other dogs, and starts lashing the other dogs. At least they can start making their way slowly out of here with their equipment. We'll have to huff it basically, but the dogs can at least pull our equipment.
Here's an important question. Are we closer to Croft or closer to Njal at this stage?
It's only been...
Question.
You're closer to Gloff.
Yeah, then we would
remember, if you were driving them hard from the get, it would have taken 7 days.
Right.
You haven't been driving them hard, and this is only the third, or the 36th hour. Well, yeah, the third day hasn't. I mean, the third day has passed. You've only did 3 days of travel.
Oh, this is the beginning of the fourth day. That's right. Yeah.
Yes. Well, this is somewhere in the fourth day.
Maybe we should just turn back.
I agree.
So you guys are going after the dogs?
Yeah, we're going to try to round up the last dog. Well, Chorus's plan is to round up the last dogs, get them lashed to the other sled, and try to head back.
As you're approaching the dogs to start, lashing them up to another sled, Durgan, roll me a wisdom save.
Oh, wisdom save. I think I'm good at those. Let's see. Yes. 9.
A 9? Okay.
Yeah.
So you go to lash one of the dogs, and you're staring deeply into this dog's eye, and the dog is the dog actually cracks a grin at you, right? And let me see something.
I'll grin back.
So you grin back, and the dog starts looking like it's about to bark, and the dog just says, "Close your eyes and jump up and down," and smiles and starts running off into the distance. As Durgan closes his eyes and starts jumping up and down.
Whoa. Right. I'll close my eyes and start jumping up and down.
And Chorus, you see as you're gathering some of these dogs together, you see Durgan go to one of the dogs, stare at it, and then just start jumping up and down, and you notice his eyes are closed. In this moment, what do you do?
Good Lord, man, what are you doing? Don't let that dog escape.
No, man, it's okay. The dog told me. Close your eyes and start jumping up and down.
So with your eyes closed and you jumping up and oh god. Okay, I think I'm gonna roll on the critical hit table. As you're jumping up and down, when you're about to land down from a jump, the earth doesn't quite seem to be where it is, and
You're where it's supposed to be.
Yeah, it's not where it's supposed to be. In chorus,
It is where it is.
you see what you see is what you saw before, the silhouette starting to burst through the ground, and roll me a d20, Ian, to see what kind of critical hit you take.
D20. 13.
13? Okay, yeah, so if you survive this, it'll be a horrible scar.
Oh, that's comforting.
Yeah, but, so it bursts through the ground and deals 50 points of damage. If you have any damage mitigation, 40 of it is piercing, 10 of it is fire.
Actually, I do. I take 3 points less for heavy weapon or heavy armor master, right?
Yes.
So that makes it 47 damage.
Yeah.
I think that's all I have.
So Durgan took 47. That's enough to roll on the massive damage chart. Roll the d10 for
That
me.
is exactly half of my hit points, in fact.
So
Roll a what, D10?
a d10 and let me know what you get.
8.
You get an 8. Okay, so you're stunned until the end of your next turn.
Okay.
So this thing bursts through the ground, and it doesn't keep swimming as you've been a bigger bite than anything else it's had up until this point. And what you notice trying to gnaw away at you, and what Chorus can see.
In plate mail. So
Yeah.
I hope he chips a tooth. I knew it. I knew that was what it was.
Is that thing right there.
I give you kudos because it's one of my favorite monsters, Nelson.
Oh, Remora.
So it's actually got you in its grasp, and it's trying to wriggle its head to get you deeper in its mouth as it's moving its little pieces of jaw around. So we'll drop into initiative order, and with initiative order, no, Blaine is no longer here. Oh shit! Does this thing actually go before the rest of you? Don't tell me.
It definitely goes before Durgan. He's on 9.
Yeah,
probably
it's
does
at a passive
before this
initiative of 11. It just barely beats out Chorus. So
dude.
yeah. Oh god. Okay. So a 26 is enough to hit your AC. So it swallows you, Durgan.
It swallows me, but do I get a save or anything?
It swallows you. You're right now. You're stunned until the end of your next turn.
Oh
So
yeah.
you can't even roll the grapple check to try to escape its bite. It's going now, and the Remoras makes one bite attack against a medium or smaller creature that it is grappling, which it is. If the attack
You
hits,
heartburn, motherfucker.
so you take the bite damage and you're swallowed.
Yep.
So you take
How much
the
is
40.
bite damage?
It was 40 piercing and 10 fire.
So that's 47. That puts me to 0.
All right, so it actually it eats you.
Oh.
So Durgan, yes, so you can't act. You effectively can't act. So you're just being digested away in its gullet. But with that, the only one left is Chorus. Oh, Chorus and the drunk, Snagglebeard.
All right, so Chorus will just.
Oh, my mistake. I am sorry, gentlemen. I am sorry. Snagglebeard actually gets to go before the Remorize.
All right.
So Snagglebeard, are you there, brother?
Yeah, of course.
So this creature is at this point in time trying to muzzle.
His mouth is still open, right?
His mouth is open but wrapped around Durgan.
All right, so this is what Snagglebeard's going to do. He's going to look at his keg. A slight tear is going to run down his eye. He's going to take out a torch. He's going to light it and place it on the top of his keg. And he's going to throw that keg into the monster's mouth.
Okay, how many actions does that take?
I would assume 2.
So then your first action this round is setting that up. And then next round...
Because I have an extra attack, and then I can basic attack grapple. So I technically get 3 moves, so I figured with all 3 I could do 2 things.
No, but an action is an action, right? So, grabbing the torch and lighting it, I believe, is free. But if you're going to try to make a bomb, I think that would take an actual action. Now, an attack action at this level for you would allow you to have 2 attacks per 1 action.
Right.
Well, I'm just going to set this up. I'm going to place a torch, and however far I can go right now, I'm getting it ready.
All right, so
So I'm getting a fireball chaser.
So, yeah, you're getting a fireball chaser as to getting swallowed whole. So
just in case I actually happen to survive the digestion.
So instead of trying to grapple and pull apart the jaws of this thing, he's making a fireball. And with that, it manages to muscle you down its throat. It rears up as it's, wiggling its head and wiggling its throat to get Durgan down it. And while it's doing that, Chorus. What does Chorus do?
All right, so Chorus just, he draws his dagger from his side, now only having 1 spear in hand, and he just, how far away is this creature from me?
You can get to it in a single action.
All right, so he charges forward and he just begins to stab into this thing with his spear, and I'm going to make 2 attacks, and I'm going
17 or more you hit.
Okay. I'm going to make them distracting strike. Or the first one will be a distracting strike, so hopefully that will give me advantage on the next one. So
what's the DC for that?
DC for distracting is I just deal an extra D. I don't know that that's one of the ones that gets a save. Some of them get saves and some of them don't.
Yeah, I don't know the Battle Master that well.
Yeah, I think the ones that actually get saves are just like the tripping and like disarming, those ones. Let me double check. I'm sorry.
But you at least hit it for the first attack, right?
Correct. Distracting strike, add superiority to damage roll, next attack roll against the target by an attacker other than me has advantage. Okay, so I won't get advantage on the next attack, but whoever hits him next. So Durgan. Cool. Or not Durgan.
Well, yeah, Durgan's being digested at the moment.
Yeah. Crazy beard.
Crazy Beard's my cousin. I'm Snagglebeard.
My apologies. Snagglebeard. Oh my god, of course. Like the crappiest damage ever. Awesome. Alright, so that's going to be, that's still 8 damage. And then the next attack, same thing. And what did I need to hit him? I'm sorry.
17.
All right, so that is oh, that is a hit. Okay. And that'll be a 15, and then use my bonus action to lay one final follow-up shot with the dagger that I'm going to attempt to throw up at its, basically like throw and try to hit it in the face. And I'm going to make it a power attack. And it's a miss. All right. So that's it. That's it for chorus.
So with the round ending, we will move to the top of the round, which will be Snagglebeard.
All right. Now that I have this, I don't know how you'd like me to do it, but
You just take your action and oh, wait a minute, I forgot something.
Tavern Brawler.
Yeah, see, actually, as you're hitting this creature,
Haven't hit it yet.
no, not you,
Me.
Chorus. Each hit that you deal, so you landed 2 hits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you burn up for 10 fire damage per hit, so you take 20 damage.
All right.
So, can I attack roll throw this as a ranged weapon, or
You can just throw it. Just throw it, and it'll explode. But it'll explode, and will actually explode onto your friend Chorus.
But it will
Compatriot.
it will explode in the monster's mouth, right?
I don't know about inside the monster's mouth.
That's where I would be aiming. So is there a roll I can do for that?
So yeah, roll. If you hit the AC, it hits it in its head, and it blows up there.
It's gonna be a 24.
20. Okay, so it hits it in its head, it blows up there. Roll a d8 for the bludgeoning damage.
That's gonna be a 3.
Wait, I have a quick question. How strong are you, and how far away are you when you throw this?
I have a strength of 20.
Damn, all right.
So yeah, I would assume I'm close enough to think I can throw this huge ass barrel into his mouth.
All right. So what would you say? 3d6 or like an actual fireball's worth of damage for this improvised explosive?
No, it's a bag of holding full of all the alcohol I've ever collected in my last 10 levels.
So what would you say that is? How about let's ask Ian if Ian's still there.
I'm here.
Well, a bag of holding filled with nothing but alcohol that he's collected for the past 10 levels, made into an incendiary device. As it's exploding, how much fire damage would you say it does?
Well, I mean, something that big and it is going to destroy the magical item in the process, so that's going to give it a bonus. Man, you're talking... I'd give it like a maximum kind of fall damage, 20d6.
20. Wow. Okay, so roll 20d6.
I will. It's going to be 82 points of damage.
So, Chorus, you take 82 points of damage. And roll.
Chorus is down.
Well, yeah, you're already down, so massive damage really wouldn't mean a thing.
Do I take that damage as well inside the thing's stomach at 0 hit points?
No, you're actually inside the thing's stomach.
Okay, so I'm protected. I'm insulated.
So you're insulated against the damage. Chorus, you drop down. So it would be the things. It would be the things go, and what the thing does is it turns to you. It roars, and as its mouth gapes open, you can see sort of hot heat burning inside of it, and a few little flames lap out from inside of its own throat, and it dives back into the earth. So I think we're gonna leave it there. as it's had more than its fill to eat. And it's been about 2 hours. Unless you guys wanna continue for a little bit, but I think we should call it.
Well, I think I'm dead.
Yeah.
Snagglebeard needs to go and get more alcohol, so he's going to be turning around back to town now.
So yes, Snagglebeard. We'll go from left to right. Drew, what would Snagglebeard, along with possibly Chorus? Well, Chorus is at 0. What would Snagglebeard do? Your end scene. What would your end scene look like? Narrate that out.
Is Chorus around me at all? Can I see his body?
Yeah, Chorus is right by where you threw your fire thing.
All right. So I'll go over to Chorus, grab him, and kind of fireman throw him over my shoulders, and then start to trek back to town, get some more alcohol.
All right, so you make your way slowly back to town with hardly any dogs left. Yeah, Chorus's body is just, eventually he heals up enough to gain consciousness. And when Chorus gains that consciousness, go ahead, narrate that away.
So, riding atop of this, thinking that, like feeling the jostling and thinking that he's, kind of like on one of these dog sleds as they were, going across the uneven surfaces of the snow and stuff like that, the sort of jostling that he felt while they were riding. He kind of starts coming to his senses, not really remembering exactly what happened right before, he passed out, and he opens his eyes and looks around to see, nothing but snow and darkness pretty much, and on the shoulders of this enormous dwarf, seeing that he no longer has like his keg, and not seeing Durgan, and not seeing any of the dogs. What happened?
Oh, your friend Snagglebeard saves the day. It was crazy. This monster came out. He was trying to eat everybody. I blew it up. I saved you. I'm a hero.
Sort of remembering that like great creature and having sort of prepared himself for the end, not believing that he would actually be able to take it down himself, he kind of lets out a sigh, and it does appear that I owe you my life.
It's no problem, buddy.
And Blaine, the brave Blaine, cleric of light, defender of all his friends, nearly dead from exhaustion, having lost dogs along the way as they dropped themselves from exhaustion, being pushed, riding day after day after day. He can see Njal in the distance. Njal is a light with flames. You notice that the walled area around it, built from wood, is burning in places. As you go towards the entrance to Njal, you notice even some of the buildings are alight in flame. There's bodies covered in blood, strewn on what would be the streets and roads of Njal. And that is the last thing Blaine would see as he blacks out from exhaustion.
Damn.
So, gentlemen, that has been the first day of night. What did you gentlemen think about the Super Deadly D&D?
I felt kind of deja vu-ish of my last time. It was awesome. I got out on a sled and I saved somebody. I feel great.
Is that what happened in the last session?
He wasn't part of my last session.
Oh, okay.
It was quite a few sessions ago.
I dug it, man. I like the whole like really deadly aspect to it. I think it's great for one shots. I feel like it would definitely be it would be rough to play like a whole campaign, like rough but interesting, to try to like do like a whole campaign or extended series with it. But yeah, as far as like for one shots, I think it's awesome. I think it's definitely a level of lethality that I haven't experienced in a D&D game so far, or a 5e game so far at least.
What about you, Ian?
Yeah, man, I really had a good time. I got a question for you though. What was up? What happened to the assassins?
What happened to the assassin? Well, I'll let you know that as soon as I go off air. So if you gentlemen would like to reintroduce yourselves.
Before we go off air, then I just want to say anyway, I did really enjoy it. I'm not 100% sure how I feel about the long spell regeneration. I'm cool with the health regeneration. I just don't know yet about the spells, but it wouldn't really matter unless you're playing in a campaign anyway, I suppose. So.
Yeah, I'm kind of in for that because I like the idea of a low magic campaign that doesn't actually go in and nitpick each spell and stuff. Where it's simply, if you want low magic, it just takes you more time to get your magic back.
Right. So, but no, I had a really good time anyway. I lost 2 characters basically, so.
Yeah. So if you want to, let everybody know who you are again, and if you're doing anything else online, feel free, and then we'll go offline.
Well, I'm Ian, Fantastic Dimensions, do all kinds of stuff over on my channel. I've got Eclipse Phase, Fate version coming up next Tuesday for Fate Tuesday, and I've got Stalker in Japan happening at FateCon. So,
You got anything happening with you, Drew?
Yeah. Leader of Chucklefucks Anonymous, kicked cancer's ass, so all you other cancer survivors out there, hell yeah, keep on fighting on. And love the game, man.
Cool, thanks, brother. And rule, Josh.
Yeah, Joshua Kirk, roll with the punches. War of the Gods finale is coming up on Saturday, and then I've got a Fear style World of Darkness game coming up for Brigade Con, so check that out, and lots of other stuff going on, mostly live plays. But yeah, had a great time, and thank you very much.
Cool, no problem, brother. And I, of course, am Nelson, Infinite Roleplay. I do stuff. Check it out. Peace.